we were busy chatting with Dr. Kamiela Wicomb, and she's been sharing with them amazing information about how can we support our general health at all levels of our being. So our question left out from the last one is, Dr. Kamiela, with respect to our spiritual self, how do we then help ourselves and support ourselves in that aspect?
So spiritually, I find people don't often know how to connect to their soul. And when I speak about people, I'm speaking about people in general from all walks of life, different backgrounds. And what I find helpful in explaining to my patients how to get to your soul is a story I heard from the medical intuitive, Caroline Mills. She has a few YouTubes, and they are all free. She tells a story about when someone hurts your feelings, or they've been rude to you, for instance, and they come and apologize. And they say, I'm so sorry, I was rude to you, please forgive me. So the energy of that, you still feel outside of yourself. And then she changed the scenarios and said, what if the same person came and said, dear so-and-so, I am really sorry. I sinned against your soul by being rude to you. And I've also sinned against my soul by being rude to you. And I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. So the energy just feels so much deeper. And so if you can just practice that energy, we'll know when we're in our soul level, when we're in our ego level. And that's part of creating awareness. So a lot about well-being and general guidelines to living a better life, healthier life, is just bringing awareness and mindfulness to how we do things, where we can do things better. And so that's knowing your soul. And then grounding is important. Practicing to see everything with the energy of love, because love really elevates things. So when I have patients who are trying to come off cigarettes, for instance, I'll say, instead of judging the cigarette and judging yourself, and I'm not promoting smoking in any way, but just for some people, it's really difficult. It's their go-to while they are getting better. It's their crutch while they're learning to walk more. And I ask them to then have that cigarette with love. No judgment. And tell yourself, you're going to decrease this habit over time. But the more you have the cigarette with guilt, you put yourself in a vicious cycle and you go back to it, because, you feel so bad you did it. So something on that physical level does affect our spiritual level. And so there are different hacks we can work with the spiritual self. So I spoke about recognizing your soul. Another tool, and seeing everything with love. Another tool that is useful is to get into neutrality, to practice neutrality. So a useful tool is to say to yourself every day when it's raining, take an umbrella. Repeat it, it's raining, take an umbrella. It's raining, take an umbrella. There's no emotion that is swaying you. It's just a matter of fact. It's raining, take an umbrella. So if you have a colleague at work that's not cooperating, you tell yourself, it's raining, take an umbrella. It's raining, take an umbrella. You breathe, center yourself, and then you respond to the person. It would be really nice if I can get your cooperation on this. It helps to get that done. And immediately you take the edge of the emotional energy that would have come with it. And automatically you take the ego out, because you're saying it really from a deep place of love, just by practicing neutrality and not getting the emotion involved. It's really a useful tool. Another useful tool that's free to us is using the names of Allah as your dhikr, and that you can bring spirituality in every part of your life. So on a physical level, if you're feeling lazy to get up in the morning, you read Allah's beautiful names, Ya Qudus, Ya Nasir, oh Allah, help me get up, help me have a useful day. Mentally, if you're stressed, you can use the names, Ya Salaam, Ya Latif, oh Allah, please take away my worries and my stress, make it easy for me, make me peaceful, Ya Salaam, Ya Latif, Ya Salaam, Ya Latif. Emotionally, you can use Ya Salaam, Ya Latif too when you're feeling really, really angry, and you want to calm down. So in that 17 seconds that you need to not go into your amygdala, you can be saying in your heart and your mind, Ya Salaam, Ya Latif, and breathe with that. Ya Salaam, Ya Latif. If you're feeling very sad, you can also use the names of Allah. Allah, bring ease for me, Ya Latif, Ya Latif. Take the sadness away, Ya Dafi, Ya Dafi, Ya Dafi. And just a few rounds of that really puts you in a better energy, because spiritually, as you say the dhikrs of Allah, your cell energy vibrates with that energy, and you put yourself in a healthier place, in a place of better well-being, better balance. And it's just so much easier to do life from that higher energy space. So that's in higher energy space. You can own your space with a neutrality hack. And then I can tie in using words also. So we can use higher energy words, as I gave the example earlier on. Or maybe I could give a new example that's quite exciting to use, is to learn to use more could and more would. So instead of saying, can you help me with my project today? Change it to could you help me please with my project? That could is just so much softer than the can, Or will you take me to town today? It's would you be able to take me to town today? So it's to learn to use words, learn to use our energy with the vibration of love. And pure love is Allah. And then we bring all that goodness into our life. And so everything then becomes a spiritual experience. And although I'm compartmentalizing in the beginning, physical health, mental, emotional, it actually all ties in together, And then maybe I can bring a segment of the financial health in here, which we don't always think about, but it's to create that abundance, prosperity consciousness. And I have seen it a lot. I think also because I've seen it in this time of COVID, where people are so stressed, and we are praying for everyone. Inshallah, Allah keeps everyone's jobs, Allah gives them rizq and provisions. But if we can teach from a young age, I mean, in Islam, we're really lucky. We are taught that 2.5% of your unused wealth goes to charity. It belongs to the poor. So that already puts you in the mindset of, let me build my financial muscle. Let me learn to be aware of how I spend money. And so even the spending of money, the energy we do it with, we can do it with love by saying, if we get a bill, instead of saying, oh, I got the bill to pay, you say, please Allah, give me the capacity to pay this bill. And once you pay it, you say, thank you for that capacity. And in the same way, if you're a business owner and you have to charge someone, you make dua, please Allah, make that person able to pay. And when they do pay, you say, thank you for giving them that capacity. So really, the essence of holistic well-being is to become aware of our energy and to become the observer in our lives. Often we just jump in there and act. And so what I've mentioned before, the breathing, the taking the 17 seconds, becoming aware of what words you use, all of that just puts you in a better space of awareness. You become the observer. Okay, if someone speaks to me like that, how do I feel? Where do I feel it in my body? And if someone speaks to you in an unkind way and your shoulder feels stiff, then you just touch your shoulder, be gentle, and you breathe into that. And a nice way when you're in the heat of the moment is to actually prolong your out breath. So you can breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, and then breathe out for 6 to 8. And just release that heatedness of that energy, you know, the unhealthy part of the energy. And that puts you back into balance quite quickly. So coming back to financial health, all of that, you know, makes part of the whole. And another thing I like to teach my clients when I see they are stressed out about finances, because that also impacts on our health, is to also audit our finances. So on a monthly basis or a weekly basis, you know, take time, work out what's your expenses, what's your income, how you can work with that. And in young people, to develop the abundance mindset early by teaching them, look, well, we're never too old to learn, so we all can learn from this. But it's especially good to start the habit in the young, so it becomes automatic for their life, and they start early. And it's a simple method. I also learned on one of the life coaching YouTubes, where you take 10% of what you earn and you put it away in savings. And you make the 90% what you're going to get out with for the month or for the week, depending how you work with your money. And initially, I warn my patients, so the first 3 months, you're going to miss that 10%. But as you do it more and more, you find that it becomes so automatic. Your body can adapt. We're very flexible. Our brain can adapt to working with what we have. And so come the end of the year or come middle of the year and you need some extra money, and you know, you can call it your curveball savings. The fridge breaks, or your car needs new wheels, or you need a dentist appointment and a filling done that costs that the medical aid won't cover. Then you have that little bit of cushioning. And just over time, to develop that bit of cushioning just puts your mind and your heart at ease also. For when tough times do come, you don't feel that extremely pulled down. And it also just helps to support your whole well-being. So we started out about talking about how do we support our well-being. And that's why I brought in the financial health too, even though typically we look at our holistic health as mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. I just find in today's life, it's just important to bring that extra aspect in. Thank you, Rubina. Over to you.
Alhamdulillah, yes, that was a very, very vital point that we brought in, especially in the times that we are here, and also educating ourselves and everyone in terms of how do we, financially support ourselves, and the concept of saving. So, Jazakumullah khair. Alhamdulillah, this has been an amazing program. Alhamdulillah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us to implement what we have learned today, because ultimately, we cannot do anything without His permission, and this He says in the Quran. So we ask Allah to help us and to support us, to guide us, to make the decisions that will help us draw closer to Him in His love and mercy, to encompass that aspect of Him of guidance and protection and love and abundance, so that we're able to serve Him in a way that is absolutely easy and in a way that He is pleased with, inshallah. We would like to thank Dr. Kamiela for her time and for all the valuable information that she shared with us. Dr. Kamiela, please, back to you just to share with us information of your practice, and so people who are interested, they can contact you.
If I may just first summarize, we spoke about what's free to us and what's available to us. And what I wanted to also just end with is that everything we start with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We're starting it already with a better energy, connection to Allah, and that is really our lifeline. And from there, we will be guided to what's best for us, inshallah. And then to remind listeners, to just take it 1 minute in the evening before you sleep. Just think, did I drink enough water today? Did I move today? Did I breathe nicely? If there's anything I didn't do for the day, I can just remember to do it the next day. So it's about being gentle with yourself, loving and kind with yourself. And the lovely thing is, when you're kind and gentle with yourself, you find that it spreads to everyone else around you, and so it has a wellness effect, not just for yourself, but for those around you too. So then being a positive human being with a positive energy, helping to create a more positive world around us, inshallah. And coming back to my practice, I do eat humble pie every day. I eat because when I was at medical school, my professor said natural medicines is nonsense, nothing is proven. And yeah, I had a very difficult patient in my first year of being a qualified doctor. And this patient was helped by homeopathy, which is natural medicine. And I'm ever grateful to Allah for sending me that patient, because it really opened my eyes to the fact that, one, Allah has given us a body with its own intelligence. It knows how to heal. It's just we as doctors don't always, and as people in general, I think we don't always understand what our bodies are asking of us. And our bodies really show us the way of how to heal. And so when we listen to our body more carefully, and it can be as simple as, when you've had that extra cake on the table, or even just the first slice of cake and you start feeling indigestion, your body is saying, you know what, that's not good for you. I don't like this. It's about, again, observing, becoming aware, and just living a healthier life. So my job in someone's healing journey is really where the body is struggling with the immune systems are so run down that it cannot bounce back. I come in and we do a complete and really thorough consultation, and we find out where the body is struggling. With natural remedies, we fix that part up, and alhamdulillah, then the body takes itself further and does its own healing. And that's coming back to nature, how we were made, with the healing system that Allah gave us that can heal ourselves. But that's if we can maintain our health and support it. And we've spoke about so many ways to support it. That's one, it's free. It's actually quite easy. But I must stress, please write down. If we don't write down, we lose the commitment and we lose the opportunity to develop good habits about our well-being. So I wish everyone happy healing, inshallah, and enjoy this journey to knowing yourself better and to living a better quality life, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, listeners. This is the end of our program today, inshallah. Hope you enjoy it and inshallah learn. Use the information, you can then transform yourself. Assalamu alaikum.